Okay, so flying taxis. For decades, they've been pure science fiction, right? Something you see in the movies. Well, that's changing, and it's changing fast. Today, we're going to look past the cool visuals and really dig into the economic engine that's powering this thing called urban air mobility. We're talking about what it actually means for our cities. Let's jump in.
First things first, let's just talk about the scale here. This is not some tiny niche industry we're talking about. By 2034, the global market for urban air mobility is projected to be worth, get this, over $92 billion. Now, a number that big doesn't just create a new market, it literally reshapes entire economies.
So that huge number is impressive, for sure. But what does it really mean for, the place where you live? How does a quiet electric aircraft flying over your head translate into actual jobs, real growth, and new opportunities down on the ground? That's the big question we're going to unpack right now. Well, it all starts with building the thing. You see, the very first major economic driver is just the massive investment it takes to build all the physical infrastructure. Before a single passenger ever takes off, a construction boom has to begin. And what's really interesting is how scalable this all is. It's not some one-size-fits-all deal. A smaller town could get into the market with a simple, modular vertiport for maybe $100,000. But a major city hub, that could be a $12 million project. It means that cities of all sizes can actually get in on the action. And that investment? It translates directly into jobs, a lot of them. Just building a pretty modest 6-vertiport network is estimated to create more than 800 jobs right out of the gate. We're talking skilled trades, engineering, project management, the works. And the impact, it goes way beyond the construction site itself. For every, say, 472 people working directly on the project, you get another 331 jobs that pop up indirectly, in the supply chains, in local shops and services. It's this powerful economic ripple effect that spreads through the whole community. But look, a construction boom is great, but it's a one-time thing. The real, long-term value comes from what happens after the ribbons are cut. It's about how this new infrastructure builds something permanent and sustainable for the local economy. So, once that same 6-vertiport network is actually up and running, it supports 320 permanent jobs. And that's year after year. These aren't just temporary gigs. We're talking about real careers for pilots, specialized maintenance techs, and people who manage the whole passenger experience. Okay, so the infrastructure is built and people are working there. Now let's zoom out and see how this whole system impacts the broader economy. And it does that by tackling one of the biggest productivity killers that we all have to deal with every single day: traffic.
The problem that flying taxis are designed to solve is absolutely massive. In the US alone, traffic congestion costs the economy an estimated $88 billion every single year. That's just lost productivity and wasted time. It's insane.
And to make that number feel real, just think about this. If you live in Los Angeles, the average commuter loses 119 hours a year just sitting in traffic. That's almost 3 full work weeks of your life every year, just gone. It's an unbelievable drain on both people and the economy. So here's the solution urban air mobility brings to the table. That miserable 1-hour drive you take, it becomes a totally predictable 15-minute flight. And this isn't just about convenience. It's a fundamental change in how we value our time.
You are literally reclaiming 75% of your travel time. I mean, just imagine what a business could do with all that extra time. Think about the value that adds to a city's overall productivity. It is a total game changer.
But the impact? It goes even deeper than just a faster commute. This kind of technology really has the power to reshape a city's DNA. It can affect everything from public safety all the way to how our communities develop.
One of the most powerful benefits is in emergency medical services. Using these aircrafts allows medical teams to completely bypass all that gridlock on the ground, which in a critical situation can literally be the difference between life and death. And the advantages here are just so clear. We're talking about drastically cutting down response times for things like cardiac arrests or major trauma incidents. That directly improves a patient's chance of survival. And it means we can get people to those specialized hospitals way faster than we ever could before. This shows how just one piece of infrastructure can set off this amazing positive economic chain reaction. See, a vertiport doesn't just serve passengers. It becomes an economic anchor for the area. It starts by attracting new businesses, which then increases the property values around it. And that, in turn, boosts local tax revenue. It's a win-win-win. And this effect just keeps on rippling out across all kinds of different sectors. For tourism, you've got these incredible aerial sightseeing tours.
For real estate, you've got brand new development hubs popping up. And for manufacturing, it's a huge chance to attract high-tech companies making batteries and aerospace parts.
Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing, I know, but the big question is how soon is it actually coming? So let's take a look at the flight path forward.
Yeah, this is not some far-off sci-fi dream. The very first commercial flights are planned for U.S. cities as early as 2025. By 2030, it's expected to be a $23 billion market. And by 2035, the global fleet could have nearly 900,000 of these aircraft. It's happening, and believe me, it is happening fast.
But here's the thing, the technology by itself isn't enough. For a city to really grab all these benefits, it needs to have a smart strategy. That means strong partnerships between the public and private sectors, sensible regulations that keep people safe without killing innovation, and a real focus on training the skilled workforce we're going to need.
Which really, it brings us to the final and most important question. This new sky economy, it's coming. It's going to create jobs, it's going to boost productivity, and it will absolutely change the very fabric of our cities. The only question left is your city ready for it?